You know, throughout the years, clinicians have told me, they say, Brian, with a Y, scanning kiddos, impossible. And many times the kids just won't sit still. I have to nearly manipulate them with an iPad or candy or something to get their mind off for the 30 to 60 seconds that's required to scan them directly. And that's not very scalable for me. So until you have a scanner that can be able to track the movement of the kids and do that effectively time after time after time so that I could rely on it, I'm sticking with measurements and scanning my casts, specifically for lower extremity AFOs and SMOs. And so Spenty said, you know what? We understand. Yeah, we performed our own test on our friends and family and their kiddos and said, you know what? We hear you. That makes a lot of sense. So we started to look into the measurement process. And I'll just give you a little bit of insight. The process there is after submitting your order, all the measurements that you provide on your form, a technician will review that order form and make a judgment call. There are some algorithms built in there that will suggest a mold, but still the technician has to go to the library, which is typically in a warehouse, walk up this tall ladder, pick the right mold, pull it off, take it then to the modification area where they will mix up some plaster and they'll add your buildups on those bony prominent areas, which are generalized, and then take that modified mold to the thermoforming station, heat up a piece of plastic, thermoform over it, cut it out, put it in a box after assembling and finishing, and ship it to you. You then receive it, fit it onto the patient, voila. That is how you have been able to skip casting for a lot of your patients over the years. What I'm saying is, you guys trust us with creating tech advanced processes. You know, we exist here in O&P to bring a new generation of fabrication to the masses so that everyone can be able to experience more efficiency, greater consistency, and increased reliability of services. That's for our clinical partners and our manufacturing partners. Within the order management system, you could be able to have a generator that will allow for either a clinician or technician to generate a limb and mold from a set of parameters. I'm just going to go demo, and it's going to input the measurements. What's really nice here is that you could go through, and as you click on the different regions, it'll highlight where the measurements needed to be taken. So if you're like one of those folks that have an iPhone out while you're there with the patient, you're looking at your iPhone, you're taking the measurement with the tape measure and inputting it there into the iPhone. Super cool. But after you input the measurements, you can then come down and generate the mold using automation. So buildups on certain anatomical points, here the malleolus, the navicular, the base of the fifth. You can adjust the toe box length, width, height, all of it, and then press generate model. So typically at this point, what happens in the traditional fabrication process, you filled out your form, you've submitted it, a technician is reviewing those measurements. They are either running an algorithm or running to the mold library, walking up the stairs, grabbing the mold. But in the meantime, if this tool was a part of your workflow, you'd still be sitting here, maybe jumping over to your email or grabbing the cup of coffee off the coffee pot. And within just a couple of seconds, you have a unique mold for that patient that could be digitally stored. It's a digital representation of the exact measurements that you input into the tool. And yeah, the mold as well. So you don't have to take that foot and put it into another CAD system. You have the mold here ready for export and either sending to the carver, or you could export that data and model your own custom orthosis, hopefully with the Spenty's Forma engine, but if not, whatever software platform you prefer. So this is a tool that fits well into CFAB workflows or clinicians who want to work with their CFABs, but want more control over the fabrication process. I think it's worth checking out. Brian with a Y. Be sure to reach out. Pleasure always sharing cool things with you and new ways to do things. Hope you enjoyed this video. Cheers.